Greetings, hello, one and all. This is Tony from LPHQ East, just a few miles down the road from where Jeremiah is right now. Jeremiah, what's going on?
Not much. I'm here at Disney's Hollywood Studio. That is now Grand Avenue list. Is that how you put it, or a little less Grand Avenue?
A less Grand Avenue, yes.
Yes.
Real quick, we are live. If you have any comments or concerns, anything you want to see, let us know today. Right off the bat, Fred's given us some greetings, so thanks, Fred. Thanks for joining us. Now, I was under the impression Crossroads was gone, and like the Jungle Gyms and the Goodings and the Fuddruckers and the TGI Fridays, and most importantly, the Sweet Tomatoes.
I was going to say Sweet Tomatoes was the key for that. Hey, look, new maps.
Nice.
Yes, very nice. I'm going to go try to see this show a little bit later on because I haven't actually seen it since the opening day. But here, let's look at the map.
When you saw it, what villain won at the end?
We'll have to check the video for that one.
Okay.
I think it was Maleficent. I don't remember.
All right. Well, let's look at Grand Avenue there on the map, and there's nothing.
Lack thereof. Yes. But my favorite part is Grand Avenue Hydraulics is listed. And Baseline Tap House on Grand Avenue.
Was it spelled correctly?
I was going to say, let's make sure we remember the spelling of hydraulics because, yes. So, yeah, we are here on Hollywood Boulevard. Today, I just looked before we went live, and the feels like said 87. I think that's completely wrong. There is a 70% humidity.
Well, my weather station right now is saying 90, but that doesn't take into feels like. So I'm guessing feels like is usually about 7 or 8 degrees higher. So I'm guessing it feels like 97 or 98.
It feels like miserable. I ran into some friends from California earlier, and they're used to coming out here during the summer, and they're like, it's the hottest. And like, here's something we all have to remember. This will be the coolest summer that we'll ever experience again.
It's true.
We're going to head right over to the Grand Avenue area because as we should always just put the warning up, I feel like before each show now when it's summer, there is always a chance that this live stream could abruptly end and it could go black and not hear from me for a few minutes. So if that does happen, I apologize. The summer
to
heat.
Our viewers, if you've never seen Apollo 13, we're going to recreate it at some point because of the heat.
Yes. I was at Epcot 2 days ago, and I've told this story now, I think 5 times, just because it is worth it. I went up to take a picture with Phineas and Ferb to get in line.
How long did you wait for them?
Anything else? Oh, no, I was in line for 10 minutes, and then the cast member comes around and goes, oh, it's going to be about an hour and a half from this point. I'm like, I will come back and get Phineas and Ferb on some other day. But when I pulled my phone out to take a picture of the sign, without doing anything at all, your phone needs to cool down. So, yeah.
I remember the only time that used to happen for me was when I would be by the pool or something and it was sitting in the sun or under a towel. But we're at a point now where just it existing is too hot sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the definition of all of us at this point. Existing is too hot.
Kyle said juggling. I don't know what this in regards to.
There was a cast member back there with buckets and just tossing bean bags to people. It was Kyle. I don't know if they were juggling or what was going on, but I saw that
part
also.
Of the summer fun activities, Cool Kids Summer.
Cool Kids Summer. Yes. I don't think so, but then again, there have been many additions as of late, including apparently some walk around animatronic at Epcot.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Yes, no, we love entertainment offerings here, but you didn't see my exasperated eye roll at that one.
I haven't seen it. I got 3 different messages yesterday going, is this real? I'm like, I don't even know what it is yet. So, but yes, it is a cast member walking around acting like an animatronic.
you're at?
Apparently, her name is Misinformation.
Well, yes, but what park are you at right now?
I'm at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
I saw a sign that said Epic Eats. So anyway, okay. Yeah,
Yes,
Misinformation, and I forgot his name, but he has a fun quote with my fingers name as well.
Yeah, it's something I will hopefully make it over. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow afternoon.
Why not walk over there today?
Yeah. But my microphones can't pick up hand gestures.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Ice cold
Hydrolicks.
Yeah, it's one of those ones I saw a few people posting yesterday going, okay, that should be done before today. Nope. But yeah,
hydraulics. Which, and we'll see this again in a second. Was that in the concept art?
No, they cut it off before that area.
Okay.
I looked at the new concept art, which by new, if you have the old piece or if you can grab the old piece, you may want to pull that up just to kind of do a comparison. Because the only thing I really noticed was they added in a splash pad outside of the door coaster. But people are saying, oh, yeah, there's some different changes on it. I didn't look that close, I guess. So go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was going to say as I look at it, and I'll pull it up when we get over there. But I feel like the whole in front of the factory is expanded a little bit.
Yeah, I know that they've added in outdoor queue with covering, which is, I feel like the first one was the more blue sky. This is more the practical set or the practical art. Yeah, I already feel like this live stream may not be making it the Toy Story land.
You know what would help is if some of these parks and places had shade.
They even cut down a tree. I just noticed back when you're coming around by the restrooms, there was a huge tree that was just trimmed down, which is sad. So you can see the construction walls. The Muppet-Vision sign has some of the lights on still.
Mm-hmm.
I saw people up at Pizza Rizzo earlier taking things off the upper level. They're definitely moving. Hey, let's take a look at the ice cold hydraulics.
Hydraulics.
Hey, look, they're Hydra. Hail hydraulics. Yes, so I think they're just putting cast members out anywhere to do things. They're having ring tosses over here.
I was telling you this before we went live, and for those joining us, I was here at the park last night with a friend of ours, and this was still planters last night, the rollable planters. A wall had not been installed yet at that point, and it was raining, and there was this sweet little old man trying to push the planters aside and go through them, maybe for a picture. I don't know what was going on, but there was cast members across the street under the Grand Avenue canopies and overhangs there, just shouting, "You can't go in there! You can't go in there!" But I'm like, you got to go get him because brave the rain. He's gonna keep going. He doesn't care. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm already seeing things. I don't believe the fountain was still in the original concept art, was it?
Let's be clear. That's probably not going to be the fountain.
No, but
I just saved it. Where did it go? I was going to put it up. Hold on. Well, talk and I'll figure this out.
Yeah, because what I can see right off the bat is the fountain. They took down the billboard that was over here. I can't remember what. I think that was for the Monsters Inc. laugh floor that was over on this side. They still have where Monsters Inc. And then when you go up by the factory, they have a splash pad over here for kids.
Is it a splash pad or is it a playground?
I would guess it's a splash pad just by the coloring, but you never know.
So I'm going to put up the original, which is there. Yes, that's definitely an extension. And like I said, the full factory itself feels pulled back. There is definitely something where the fountain is. The new art definitely delineates it more as a fountain as opposed to
Mhm.
maybe just a random obelisk or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, it almost and behind Harryhausen's, it looks like the facades actually continue now. I don't think that was on the original
Yeah.
concept art.
Yeah, it feels like it's pushed back just a bit there. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and they also, the car. I feel like
The
the
car from
original
the
one.
yeah, the car is there in the first one, and then it's not there anymore. So I don't think we're
Yeah.
gonna see that car, or at least not in that spot.
Also, I don't. Was it called
The
the
bathroom
Glob
facade looks a little
Theater?
different too. Um, I can't tell. I think it just says monster. It says monsters on the side. Um, the tower has an eyeball on it in the old one. Now it looks like
Yeah.
it's not an eyeball,
No, it's
or
still.
still an
It's more
eyeball.
of a. Yeah, it's more of a stylized.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, nothing dramatic has changed in the artwork, but I do agree. I do feel like the factory is pushed back some. And then, of course, we have Mike and Sully photo op, probably one of the best um, wall signs ever. I enjoy the coffee cup stain on it also.
This might be my favorite comment of the day as we're going back and forth with the concept art. Kyle says, "I feel like I'm reading highlights for kids."
Yeah. Do you see the wishbone? So I can't get the camera to a point where you'd be able to see through the fence, but there's a large enough crack in the fence where I can see through it. And the piggy fountain is actually on right now. So just if you're looking for something sad, come over here and take a look at the
And
wall.
from our experience last night, go during the rain because they're not going to leave that red overhang right there to stop you.
Yeah.
So I don't
No,
condone
yes,
that. Don't actually do that. That was a
no.
joke.
Last night was the last night of the cast member screenings, which is why the planters were still out
Yeah.
there. And then today everything is officially closed. Oh, cloud cover is nice.
Did you come on the last day?
No, I was in California, and I'm
Okay.
not sad that I wasn't here. I mean, both you and I have done enough of those
Oh yeah.
last day things where it's just a mess.
Yeah.
You end up getting aggravated more than anything else. And trying to
So
watch the show with people doing callbacks is painful to me.
yes, or singing along, or et
Hmm.
cetera, et cetera. I had friends who were there, and they were talking about how it's the longest line they'd ever seen for that, and I said, I hope that they pull a reverse Rise, because when Rise opened, they had to open up the extended queue for Muppet-Vision and took you through there, and I said, I want to see them do the backwards version of that, and then a few hours later, I saw a tweet that's exactly what happened, and I got so excited.
That's classic because
So that outdoor queue right there became the Muppet-Vision queue at one point.
but was it for Muppet-Vision or was it for the penny press?
That's a fair point. The tweet said Muppet-Vision, but you never know.
And I heard the penny press was still around for the past few days outside the wall. I don't know if that's accurate or not,
So
but
explain this to me, because I know like there's the people with the souvenirs and everything like that. And that's fine. The penny press is one that they won't run out of in theory, because as long as there's a penny going through it,
yeah,
yeah. So I'm very curious
I,
why
I
that
got
seems to be
mine
the
weeks
go-to on the
ago.
last day.
Yeah, no, I can remember the splash one that was the line was ridiculous for that, and I had gotten it a couple of days prior, waiting for like 5 minutes, which is still too much. I don't even collect pennies, but yeah, they are the easiest souvenir, and usually they have some great art on it. Wow. Okay. You want to see Mando being cornered here?
Oh my.
Yeah, it's Mando and Grogu. But yeah, he's encircled right now.
Was there anybody with him?
Yes, the customer was trying to let people know there is no line, which pretty much just makes more of a line. But yeah, Mando can't be out that long. I'm guessing him and both Grogu. Sure, they're used to desert planets, but the twin suns today are extra hot. So, have you seen the projection show in Batu West for the
No,
fireworks, or seen the
I
videos of it?
I've skimmed videos of it. I have not sat and watched it. No.
So let's walk over this way. Um, I drove down to Disneyland when I was out there in the afternoon, which I don't think I've done this since even when I used to live close. I didn't drive down just for an evening, but I wanted to see, the projections and the fireworks, and then the projection on Small World. So walked into Batu, found a good spot, saw the projection show, which is beautiful. It's the memories of the Skywalker. I can't remember what it's called. Um, I don't understand why it isn't something here already, because it was just beautiful and it's just on the spires.
I
So
could see it as a standalone projection show, but the angle, you can't do the fireworks.
no, and
Yeah.
that was the other thing. Like, just do the projections because it's very easy and it's something that could draw people. We have Fantasmic at this point in the animation and live action show that nobody ever remembers, including myself. So I saw the show, beautiful. They do an amazing hologram trick with the storytellers and the bard droid. Like, okay, that was very impressive. And then I stick around to watch the fireworks, which one of my all-time favorite things is hearing how many people thought there were actually two different fireworks shows going on. There was more than a few going, well, we can either watch these fireworks or we can go to Main Street and watch those fireworks. Not different, not the same fireworks with different shows. They literally thought that they were completely different fireworks.
Two separate sets, yeah.
Yeah. So then I, stood around for a little while and laughed at that. And then the fireworks show started. And after, oh, look, there's Ray. After the impressive projection show, I was thinking, okay, this fireworks show has got to be amazing. I felt like they just started pressing play on a generic Star Wars theme mix, and that was it. Like, there wasn't any set timing for the explosions. There wasn't a story. Not that I'm in love with fireworks at Disneyland, because I have a love-hate, because I would often wait there for hours and then they'd cancel.
They get canceled, yeah.
But this show was a bit of a disappointment for me. And then I go over to Small World to watch their projections. And oh my God, you need to go out just for that. Because nowhere else.
It's the most Disneyland thing for the Disneyland 70th, it seems.
Yeah, it's the taking the Remember Dreams Come True fireworks from the 50th and making a projection show.
With a rocket rod.
Exactly. Nowhere else in the world will you see a rocket rod tribute. And I'm glad that I wasn't videoing that. I was just watching it, enjoying it. I let out the biggest cackle when I saw the rocket rod go across. I want to find out who in entertainment said, you know what, let's pay a tribute to the rocket rods.
Earlier you said the twin sons of Batu. Kyle's calling you out and says, doesn't Batu have 3 sons?
No,
I'm looking. Hold on.
I was like, I think it only has.
How many
2?
sons does Batu have? Batu has 3 sons. These sons are named Ubat 1, Ubat 2, and Ubat 3. The planet Batu, known for its lush forests and mountains, is located in the Outer Rim territory, specifically within the Batu system. It's also the location of the Black Spire Outpost, a trading hub in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Well, there you go. I blame that on the sun sickness, that I didn't remember there were 3 sons.
Here's let's see if this is where you got confused. How many moons does Batu have? Batu has 2 moons, Valera and Destra.
That's exactly what it was. Exactly. Thank you, Tony. I'm so glad that you.
Destra is not visible from Black Spire Outpost. The planet Batu is located in the Outer Rim territories as part of the Batu system. Blah 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 blah. Also includes 3 stars, which is the suns I'm missing.
And thank you for joining us for Who's the Boss Walk Around podcast.
The irony is, I've talked more Star Wars on this one than I have with Mike yesterday. We didn't even touch Galaxy's Edge yesterday. That's funny. Kyle says he only learned that from Star Cruiser when they warned that the 3rd sun was coming up.
2 years ago today was the last day I was ever on the Star Cruiser. Sad day.
Fred, did you see Fandango's website? I have not. What was on Fandango's website, Fred? I'm guessing Elio tickets?
Or Superman tickets.
Toy Story Land. Show us the new seating area.
Yes.
That we waited how long for?
I forgot that it was complete until you said that. I mean, I can understand why it took so long because hurricane precautions. But yeah, I feel like since day one of this area, it's been under construction.
Yeah.
Also, is this lamp new?
Maybe. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they added some covering. I feel like it doesn't cover a whole lot. As somebody who's nearly passed out trying to eat on those tables, I am appreciative of it. But also, yes, please sit on the table, child.
Are these the first permanent shade structures in Toy Story Land?
Yes, they are. And I know that they filed some type of permit for Toy Story Midway Mania. Mm-hmm. And really, if they don't rip out that exterior queue there and make that a meet and greet area for Woody and Jesse and Bo Peep and everybody, mm-hmm. There's something wrong.
I don't think I've seen that exterior queue used. I'm hesitant to say ever, but if at all once.
Yeah, there are people walking it, but I think it's just that first line, which they could definitely reconfigure that. But yeah, I can't recall ever seeing anybody in that exterior. I mean, until we get the 70th overlay out here, there's no reason to go on Toy Story.
And that'll be in.
You do that math.
I'm doing the math here. 17-ish years. 18. What year is it? I saw something
25.
that said 2026, and I was like, that's like 4 years away. No, that's actually less than a year away. Oh, yep. Okay. My bad.
Oh no, everybody, all those announcements about here in California with the construction starting in 2026, we're all like, oh, geez, that's forever. No, it is months away. I mean, we still have the hottest months of the year here to get through, which.
And hurricane season is technically started, but we haven't got into like when it amps up yet.
Yeah. So although the storm yesterday was pretty high on the, I feel like we've had more intense storms over the past
for sure
week and a half than I can ever recall.
Yeah, that lightning last night, I was like, there's something in those clouds because, and I don't mean that in a what's the term? Like a conspiracy theory way where they do the seeding or anything like that. No, I don't mean like that.
Uh-huh.
I mean it more like there's something in there that like the lightning is emanating from.
Yeah.
Because it's like right on top of us.
Well, for a deep cut, they were Linda Flynn Fletcher clouds, in my opinion.
Is that a
Anyone?
deep cut? That was the newest episode.
Well, they all came out. That was episode 1. Yeah,
Yeah, it was the first one. They're all on Disney Plus. Well, 10 of them, I should say, are on Disney Plus right now, of Phineas and Ferb, the new season. 10 of them are on Disney Plus right now, but they are airing weekly. So if you want to get ahead of what's on the Disney Channel, watch Disney Plus. But if you're on Disney Channel without Disney Plus, which is a minority notion,
Yeah.
I don't feel like anybody does that really, but they're still dropping weekly.
Yeah, so they're only
we are
like
on number
episode 3.
2, I think.
2?
I think it was a twofer, and then Saturday we'll have the third.
I fell asleep. I watched the first episode a few days ago, and then I watched up to episode 5 last night. And for those of you who don't know, Jeremy is a different voice. I feel like they still need to put that billboard back up there.
Or something.
Yeah. Look at those clouds.
Fred, I hope Elio does well next week. I intend to support it. Will you? Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. I went to get a Happy Meal toy yesterday from Elio. There's nothing like.
Oh, did you do the video that we posted?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
There is absolutely nothing like a grown adult walking in to pick up his Happy Meal and it not being an Elio Happy Meal and having to explain to somebody. I'll be generous and say in his early 20s that I wanted the Elio Happy Meal.
Yeah.
And he just takes the thing away and he walks around the corner and puts like the food in the Elio box. And I'm like, okay.
I'm curious because I went. What movie was it? I don't. Maybe it was. No, it wasn't Wish. I don't remember. But I went recently for one of the movies, and by recently I mean in some point in the last 2 years. And I went in and asked for that Happy Meal, and they had to go open the box from McDonald's. They hadn't put out at the displays yet or anything.
Yeah.
And they had to like hunt it down in the back for me. I was like, "Well, thank you."
This is interesting.
Was that not there when you did it?
No, it looks like they've closed the center doors, and now the only way to go through is that way. And also, that is an actual sign because the first day it was just a tarp that said "Get Animated" on it.
So I have taken pictures of this in the courtyard and sent them to friends of mine that I have made who worked in the studio behind you and showed the location of it. And we all have deemed it's very offensive.
Yeah.
How dare they?
Too many people are moving in here.
I'm guessing the show will probably still dump from that middle section.
Well, it's not even a show anymore. It's just a constant dance party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, like the Goofy-torium?
Goofy Core? Yeah. Well, no, Goofy
Core,
Core has, well, I guess this one also has times, but Goofy Core, every time I've walked in there in the past few days, Goofy hasn't been out, but the Goof Crew is out just crying their darndest.
I feel like there's a better name for them than Goof Crew. Almost something synonymous with Goofy also. This troop of people who support Goofy. Oh, well. Don't confuse the Disney wiki pages, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, remember that old, they never named the same character twice. There's no 2 Maxes, or I forget what the other characters were that there were 2 of, like, right off the bat.
Because isn't Max and Fly the Navigator also?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Goofy's Max, and then
Little Mermaid, the dog.
Little Mermaid dog. I'm triggering a cat in my head. I might
Not
look
that I
into that. That might
recall.
be something else. Fred says I have a friend who's a big Pixar fan. Maybe he would like to see Elio. I hope so because it's an original idea. So
Yeah, we definitely need more support of original ideas. I understand that there's a guaranteed money in sequels, but when we hit Incredibles 12, Dash Dash has grandkids, it's too much.
Bob Parr's legacy, Incredible 17. Well, got some news about a director of Incredibles 3. So I'm a
Yeah, I
little
saw
excited.
that. Brad Bird isn't, and now
Brad Bird is working on he's had a personal project he's been wanting to do called Ray Gun, which is like a 50s sci-fi kind of
I
story.
remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he finally got greenlit at Skydance with his good old buddy JL, John Lasseter, fellow CalArts alum. They were in the
Which
same
is
class together.
hilarious that
But in doing that, he is stepping down from Incredibles 3. He is still penning the screenplay and producing Incredibles 3, but Peter Sohn, who recently did Elemental, but has also worked in story development alongside Brad Bird on every Brad Bird project, except for Ray Gunn, going back to the Iron Giant, is the one helming Incredibles 3 as director. So I have confidence in him to do that.
Elio Murph.
Nice.
I love that hat. Plus air conditioning for a second.
Glordon. Or Glorden, because it's more of a Gordon.
Yeah,
I just see it in writing and I say Glordon.
I got the Ambassador Helix.
Okay.
In my Happy Meal toy. And I was kind of sad about that.
Did you want Elio or Glorden?
I want Elio because he's the main character and really he's all we know about it right now. I mean, yes, the trailers we know about all of them, but
we also know that Glorden becomes his space friend. But that's about it. And his dad, who was once his buddy in the first trailer that we don't acknowledge, is now the villain. So
don't worry, it's just gonna follow all the patterns and give him a hug and he'll be the good guy again. Okay, so we were walking down Sunset Boulevard towards
walking right down this middle of Sunset, or the left side of Sunset Boulevard. I don't
sadly,
know if
these
are comparable, lightning. Fred, but I'm sorry. Sinners did well. Let's hope Elio does well too.
Wait, what?
Sinners did well. Let's hope Elio does well too. Sinners did very good. Yes. A little bit of a different demographic here. But yes.
Rated R.
Vampire movie.
Yeah.
I'll also argue that I don't think Elio's marketing machine is not as strong as others. Lilo and Stitch, I think, got the brunt of the Disney marketing force.
Yeah.
This season. But Sinners also had a great press junket with Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan that I feel really boosted that one as well. So Elio's marketing makes me nervous for box office results, but I think the movie will still be good. And I plan on going to see it. I just wish they pushed it harder.
Yeah, the appeal to the young ones, I think, is definitely there. But we're also, you and I are of the age where we were used to seeing the commercials between every single TV show all day long. And now, and I don't sit on YouTube enough to watch the commercials to see how often that pops up.
And those are targeted anyway.
Yeah.
So as someone who literally has to watch Disney Channel for work, especially on Saturdays, there are commercials in there. And I'll see them sporadically for Leo now, but and then the weeks leading up to recently, it was Lilo and Stitch, Lilo and Stitch, Lilo and Stitch, Lilo and Stitch.
So here we are at Muppet Rock and Roller Coaster coming in 2026.
Which you sounded more like Kermit than Kermit did in that video, but go on.
I didn't watch the video.
Oh, you didn't? Ready? This is my
No.
impression of it. Well, and he literally said it like this. There was no characterization at all. Hi ho, this is Kermit. We're coming to the Muppets Coaster 2020, whatever. And it was just, it felt like a guy talking. And I know you could say whatever you want about Matt Vogel as the new Kermit, and people already have thoughts about that. But this was, I don't even know if that was Matt Vogel. It had to have been. But it was just so not Kermit at all. It was just weird. Anyway.
Okay, we're going to wrap up over here because I'm going to try to sneak in to see this show. But I do want to show you one thing. So here's the beautiful sign with Diablo, which I still don't know where we got the name Diablo actually came from.
That might be a black hole for me later. Thank you.
And the Panic and Pain-ish comedy and tragedy. Mm-hmm. But here's my favorite part. Let's look at these times. Plenty of space, but it says no space at all on top of each other.
Well, that show is quite short, and it makes me want to go to a brunch.
So there we are, folks. Thank you for joining us for this brandless walk and talk. I'll let you wrap up anything else because I can't think of anything, Tony.
Well, right now, you can join us later this weekend for Disney Trivia Live, featuring Doobie and Gideon on Saturday. Stay tuned to laughingplace.com for further coverage from the Annecy Animation Festival taking place in France right now. They will be having a Pixar panel on the 12th, and I know we'll probably have some coverage of that for sure. So stay tuned. And then next week, plenty more live streams coming at you, but the best way to get notified for that is to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Until then, so long, everybody.
Adios.